Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 American Association All-Star Game Last Man in Reveal Show. I'm Matt Yeazel with the American Association. On Monday, we revealed to you the starters and reserves for the All-Star Game taking place the night of Tuesday, July 18th at Franklin Field right here in the Milwaukee area. But now we've got two more All-Stars who will be joining those starters and reserves. Thanks to you, the fans. We opened up a fan vote in both the East and West divisions with one player from all 12 of our teams. And you, the fans, voted a winner in both the East and West divisions who will get to represent their team as a 2023 American Association All-Star. Again, if you haven't already, go to MilwaukeeMilkman.com/All-Star Game for a full schedule of events in the All-Star festivities and to get your tickets and join us at Franklin Field in the Ballpark Commons campus. A lot of fun stuff going on, and we cannot wait for July 17th, the Home Run Derby on Monday night, and the game on Tuesday, July 18th once again. But without further ado, let's announce our last men in. We're going to start in the East Division, where first we'll show you the 6 candidates. And again, we've got one candidate from each of the 6 teams in the East Division. Brian Warzik of the Chicago Dogs, Casey Kalick of the Cleburne Railroaders, LG Castillo of the Gary South Shore Railcats, Josh Allen from the King County Cougars, Nick Banks from the Lake Country Dockhounds, and Anaris Rosario from the hosting Milwaukee Milkmen. But your winner from the East Division is Gary South Shore Railcats outfielder LG Castillo. Castillo, in his second season in the American Association, he joined the Railcats in the second half of last season, and he has been outstanding ever since then. He joins 2 of his Railcats teammates in this year's All-Star Game, DJ Wilkinson, a relief pitcher, and his outfield teammate who will be starting in the game in Jesus Mariaga. LG Castillo is a 2023 American Association All-Star. All right, I am now joined by the last man in the East Division, Gary South Shore Railcats outfielder LG Castillo. LG, how does it feel to be the last man voted in?
Amazing. I'm very excited. I'm also very fortunate that the fans decided to vote me in. I appreciate my support party that got me in, and I'm ready to go to Milwaukee.
Yeah, how does it feel just to know that the fans in Gary have got your back and they wanted to support you and show their love for you and get you to the All-Star Game?
It means the world. I mean, getting here last July, they've shown me nothing but love since I've been here. I think from the second they let me know I was the voting player, that these fans let me know they were going to go all out and make sure they got me to Milwaukee.
So you joined the Railcats last season in the second half of the season, and now you chose to came back. And so just tell me what it's been like for you joining the American Association last year and continuing on. How have you enjoyed playing in Gary and playing in this league?
I've enjoyed every second of it. I think the competition here is far above what I expected. This league is great. This league has showed me how to strive through adversity. This league has showed me a lot of experience in the veteran guys that are in this league. There isn't an easy arm you're ever going to face, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from this league. Is every day you might think, oh, I'm going to get some guy that doesn't know what he's doing. Nope, he's got some experience, and he's been somewhere where I haven't. So I think that's the biggest blessing of this league is the talent around it. It's amazing.
And how have you adjusted and how have you had the success you've had this season? What would you say is kind of the biggest factor to your success so far in Gary?
Just having a routine. I mean, just sticking to what I've done over the off season. I mean, even if we do have a day or a rough set of at bats, just knowing that what I'm doing is still going to work the next day, and if it doesn't, just keep on trusting the process.
And LG, you're going to be going to Milwaukee with a couple of your teammates, including your outfield teammate, Jesus Mariaga. You two have formed quite the duo in the middle of the Railcats lineup. What is that going to be like for you to get to go with your teammates?
Jesus is El Caballo. He's the horse. He goes, I go. There's not much more I can say about Jesus when it comes to the leadership side. I think he's the unsung hero in a way. He doesn't say much, but when he says it, it affects the clubhouse. I like to think of him as we're almost Batman and Batman when it comes to that. But he definitely is like the older brother without having to say much, if that puts into perspective.
And just how excited are you to go to the All-Star game and maybe get to see what the top town and the rest of the league is like, get to compete alongside them in the game, of course, and, get to see them in the home run derby. But just how excited are you to be around all the top talent that this league has to offer?
100%. I mean, I got a couple of the arms that I faced over this first half that I want to nudge them a little bit. Say, hey man, I want to face you again. But I got a couple former teammates out there that are also going to be in the game that I played with in affiliate ball. I'm very excited to relink with them. Families coming in too. I'm very familiar with Milwaukee, so I enjoy the area. I just very excited to say the least.
Absolutely. Well, LG, thank you so much for joining me and congratulations on making the 2023 All-Star game.
Thank you, Matt. If you mind, can I give a big shout out to Buffalo? I know that they had a very big deal to do with the voting as well. Big shout out to my home city. Big shout out to my high school, Lancaster, as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, congratulations once again.
Thank you, man.
My thanks once again to LG for joining me, and a big congratulations to him as well as the Railcats fan base, who, of course, helped push him in there. The second straight year, a Railcat has been the last man in. Daniel Lingua was last year's last man in the East Division. But let's move on to the West. We've got one more to announce, and we'll start once again with the 6 candidates, the 6 teams in the West Division. We had Alex Dubord from the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, Gavin Collins from the Kansas City Monarchs, Connor Panis from the Lincoln Salt Dogs, Mitch Verberg from the Sioux City Explorers, Wellington Dotel from the Sioux Falls Canaries, and Luis Ramirez from the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And your last man in the West Division is Gavin Collins, the catcher for the Kansas City Monarchs. Collins, in his first season in the American Association, has been outstanding for the Monarchs and has formed quite the catching duo with the starter in the West Division being Chris Herman behind the plate. But Collins hitting over 300 and having an outstanding season for the first place Kansas City Monarchs. Gavin Collins is a 2023 American Association All-Star. All right, I am joined by the last man in the West Division, Kansas City Monarchs catcher Gavin Collins. Gavin, how does it feel to be the last man in, voted into the 2023 All-Star game?
Hey, Matt, thanks for having me on. It feels pretty special considering that it came down to fan voting. So many of my teammates coming up to me telling me like, dude, I'm voting. I'm telling I have my mom and dad voting for you. My grandma even voted for you through Facebook and got her email going through there. So, it was pretty special feeling, honestly, for a lot of the Kansas City fans and the rest of everybody else to kind of help me out and help me get there.
Yeah, and just going off of that, what does it mean? Obviously, the Kansas City Monarchs have a very strong fan base, and so what does it mean to have them have your back and get you into the game?
Yeah, it definitely makes the coming to the park even more enjoyable. Playing home games is already fun as it is. We do have a great fan base, and so it does make perfect sense that they came through in the clutch and were able to get the votes in. But yeah, like playing in front of them is awesome. The fans in Kansas City get it and they enjoy like the good parts of the game and the true parts of the game. And so it's fun playing there. It really is.
Absolutely. And Gavin, this is your first season in the American Association, and obviously, of course, it's been a successful one for you getting into the All-Star game. So tell me just how you've adjusted to the league and how you've enjoyed your first half of American Association baseball.
Honestly, being able to play on, I've been able to get on this team and very fortunate to be here with the group of guys we have and winning a lot of baseball games it's in being a part of that and being able to contribute. It's been a few years since I've been able to have that feeling or have an opportunity to have that feeling. So, I mean, I can't be happier with how things are going right now. And this opportunity to be here has been absolutely awesome. Playing with some of the guys I play with, we've had, Keon Broxton come through here, and we got Brian O'Grady here now. And I mean, I can't, the list goes on. I'm not going to start to name a bunch of names, but, a lot of guys that have a lot of experience that you can kind of pick and choose and kind of, pick their brains on, and everyone kind of feeds off each other in that sense. And there's a very mature presence about how, we go about things, and the communication is awesome throughout games, on whether it's defense or especially offense, and, talking about what their guys are trying to do to us. And so, it's a great vibe here. Joe at the helm does an incredible job getting us to come want to play every day. Stellar manager. He cracks me up. He's a good dude, and he fights for us a lot. So it's been an absolute blast.
And you're obviously joining plenty of your teammates in this year's All-Star game. A lot of Monarchs going to Franklin Field. So what is that going to be like to get to travel to Milwaukee with your teammates and get to experience the All-Star festivities with them?
Oh, we're gonna go, and we're gonna have a good time. So we're gonna enjoy the home run derby. And I heard there was I caught wind of a par 9 kind of competition, or par 9 course. So that sounds pretty fun. And then, hopefully the West, we kick some butt and win over the East. So when it comes down to it, I think that's going to be the best part that all of our guys look forward to. Chris and Wiley and Jalen, and I think Trey. Yeah, Trey said I think he's coming along. So they're all pretty competitive people. So when it comes down to it, we're going to want to beat the East by a lot. So so happy for all those guys. They're extremely deserving of it. Chris Herman leading the charge over there. That guy's a freak. So it's awesome having him kind of keeping us going, and it's easy to rally around that guy. So it's a good time.
Last one for you, Gavin. You're coming to us from Fargo-Moorhead, another big series for you guys coming up against the Red Hawks. You guys sitting just above them in first place in the West. So just overall, as this first half is coming to a close, tell me where you guys are as a team as you sit in first place, and maybe if you guys get up a little bit more when you play the Fargo-Moorhead Red Hawks, of course, your biggest rival, it seems, in the West Division.
How do I answer that? I'd say the team is feeling our confidence is hard to shake. If we have a bad game or we don't play well one game, it's pretty awesome. A lot of guys in the clubhouse are like, whatever, it's fine. That was just a fluke. Let's go get them tomorrow. And that mindset right there, even if it's a fake it till you make it mindset with how we're feeling that day or whatever, it's something that I think really works, and it's special for a lot of us to have. So coming into this Fargo series, we are excited to play, but we know that it's baseball, and you gotta come ready to rip someone's face off every day. You can't just do it most days. So, we're pretty excited to play.
All right. Well, Gavin, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations on being the last man in. We'll see you at Franklin Field.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate the time.
My thanks once again to Gavin for joining me. And again, congratulations to him and the Monarchs fan base, who certainly helped push him into this year's All-Star game. But that'll do it for us on this Last Man In reveal show. We cannot wait to welcome LG, Gavin, and of course all the rest of the All-Star starters and reserves to Franklin Field in the Ballpark Commons starting on Tuesday, July 18th, the date of the game, and of course with the Home Run Derby the night before. Again, go to MilwaukeeMilkman.com/All-Star Game to check out all the awesome events we have planned and to get your tickets and join us there as well. I'm Matt Yeazel for the American Association, where we play to win.